What's up? What's up? What's up? Good times are here. Good times are here. And it's been a while since I had Casper's Perfect Money. Yeah, it's been a while since I had a beer with Casper video. And I got me a twisted tea. Yeah, last time I did one of these, I guess it was a month ago, and I got me a peach Minute Maid punch instead of a twisted tea. But here we are. Good times are happening, right? Look at this right here. Right? Stop looking at crypto, go outside, and look at how it looks outside. That's how it is right now, right? Casper's Perfect Money. Yeah, right? Yeah! Exactly. We got some good things going on. Bitcoin isn't looking too hot, but ETH is awesome, right? ETH is like awesome. Like, we are going to make it big time now, right? So yeah, ETH is going to hit an all-time high at 4,800. Who knows when it's going to happen? Like this week, I would imagine. Things go crazy. It could happen tomorrow, right? Jesus. But yeah, man, there's some really good stuff going on. Bitcoin dominance is down. It's going down, down, down. It is more than I expected at this particular point. So we'll see what happens. I still think that this is going to be an extended bull run. The top is not going to happen in November, but I could be wrong. And with that said, Bitcoin dominance is dropping faster than I thought it would. But there's going to be ups and downs, right? We went down over here, we went back up, and we're down. You know, there's always something like that. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I mean, yeah, we are going to have some major pumps regardless of what happens. So in the previous two bull cycles, it took Bitcoin dominance 11 months each time, right? Twice, 11 months to decline before the top of the bull run, right? So could it happen now in the next 3 months? Could 11 months of Bitcoin dominance declining happen in 3 months this cycle? I don't think so, but I could be wrong. Yeah, exactly. It is on a tear. Yeah, we're going to start seeing the alt really pumping really good if it breaks all-time high and goes up. But I mean, it could be like one of those things where it just, you know, pumps to like 5,000, 6,000, and then there's a retracement, and then this is a local top, right? And then the next top is like early next year or something like that. So we never know. This is crypto. So different things happen. I can get a little, you know, more into that, but I was looking at the charts. A lot of these charts that I've been showing in a lot of my Casper videos in the last couple of months, talking about the bull run happening, going out to like next year. And I was looking at the pattern of what's happening, what's going to happen over the next 6 months with the money supply and so on. It's something similar to what happened like way back in 2011, when the first bull run top happened in June of 2011 that hardly anybody knows about. And then for the next 2.5 years, there was another bull cycle. It was a 2.5 year cycle from June until December of 2013. And that's like the first bull cycle that people like recognize and know about. But yeah, we can get into that in a second. But no, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. If I'm happy either way. I'm making money. I'm making money either way. But I do have to look out to other things like Arthur Hayes of BitMEX and, you know, Kathy Wood from ARK Invest. You know, these billionaires are saying that Bitcoin is going to be 1.5 million by 2027. And it kind of makes me think about what happened in the 2011 to 2013 bull run. It happened 2.5 years of how things played out with the money supply. And like, could they be implying that there's going to be an end to this cycle is going to really end, you know, this year, November, December, like on schedule, and then there's going to be like a 2-year cycle right after this? I don't know. It's really interesting. Interesting stuff to look at. But yeah, we're making money either way. As long as we're in early, as long as you guys got in early, man, you're making money. So retail isn't really here yet. So retail really needs to get here in order to see things like absolutely rip. Right? Bitcoin can go to like 150,000 with us, you know, all of us who have been in crypto all this time. But we need new market participants in order to really send that to the moon, send it way beyond 150,000. But yeah, Bitcoin dominance. Yeah, here's one thing I want to touch on when it comes to Casper and what's going to happen in the next couple of months and how many X's we're going to get and we're not going to get and so on. So this is going down actually. I thought it was like 88 last time I checked. I think it was like up to like 91. The odds of a rate cut happening what is it? Meeting time September 7th in the FOMC meeting. The odds of a rate cut happening is going down. I don't know why, right? I'm thinking of three scenarios, three things that could happen on September 17th and maybe the day after, right? One thing is that we're probably going to get a retracement right after the rate cut happens on September 17th, if it happens, right? Based on this, because this is going down. We're probably going to get a retracement in crypto overall because the market is already pricing in the rate cut. So things are going up based on that. And if we don't get a rate cut, things are going to go to hell. If we don't, that would be terrible. But even if we do, there's probably going to be like a minor retracement within, like, let's say starting September 18th, right at, and for the next few weeks afterwards. And we'd probably recover again in October. Which is normal. I mean, even an upward trend, like all the way, even if we're trending towards the top of the bull run in like December or something, we could still get a 2-week retracement or something. But the only way that wouldn't happen is if we get a better than expected rate cut, which means over the next 4 weeks, there would have to be like some sort of economic problem with jobs data being bad or who knows. Instead of 25 basis points being cut, we'd get like 50 or 75 or something like that. And that would just cause the markets to rally. That would just be like crazy. But we'll see what happens. I don't know. I don't like the way this percent is going down. So, but with that said, it's like I keep saying, like, just 25% of like a quarter of 1% of a rate cut is not going to cause this bull cycle to continue on all the way out November, December, then January, February, and top out. It's like it can't be all of that. It just can't be that strong. So we'd probably get like a local top or maybe a bull cycle top that is probably not as strong as we thought. But yeah, I mean, doing good either way. But non-stop bullish news out there. Al Salvador plans to launch the world's first Bitcoin bank. So it's interesting stuff. So yeah, this is like the adoption is just absolutely wild, right? It's like they say, like in the 90s with the adoption of the internet. So like we're seeing all this happening right now. So we're still really, really early. My entire bloodline chanting my name as I put everything into crypto, right? So when it comes to Kaspa, yeah, going back to this, that was what I was going to talk about with Kaspa. Okay, there could be a retracement because the market is pricing in a rate cut. So there could be a retracement in the crypto market, but with Kaspa, it could be even more significant. So let's say over the next 4 weeks, Kaspa pumps to like 15 cents or something like that, whatever it may be, depending on how hard ETH pumps right now. And then the alts could pump. But the market is not only for Kaspa, the market is not only pricing in the rate cuts, but it's also pricing in the smart contracts. So if there's a retracement with the crypto market, it could be a larger retracement with Kaspa. Like we could go, like it could be wild. We could go up to like 15 cents in the next few weeks, or hopefully more, right? But then it could just retrace like all the way like back down to where, again, like where we are, or even worse than where we are, because we're at 9 cents right now. You could see like 8 cents, could be 7 cents, who knows? But yeah, but it's still bullish news no matter what. We're still. We still got a lot of exciting times in the in the weeks ahead and the months ahead. Like crazy exciting. So yeah, August 31st. So very, very awesome news. Yeah, yes. Man, I love it. So what else we got going on? So yeah, smart contracts. I love Conan. I follow the page on Instagram. I love the graphics of Conan. It's always a pleasure seeing posts from Conan. Yeah. Yeah, right. Then you get to buy more. I know, right? That's what I'm hoping, right? I'm hoping we can see at least 15, maybe 20 cents in the next few weeks. I mean, I don't know if that's wishful thinking, but I would like to start swing trading some Kaspa. I've been swing trading all these other coins, like all these low caps, because it's much easier, right? Because you get like a 2 million market cap coin and it pumps to 4 million, then it retraces, hard. And I just keep on swing trading. I love doing that, but I would like to start doing it with Casper, but I haven't seen that much of a gap. I haven't seen that type of a pump. Like I want to see Casper just pump 100%, within a 30-day time period or something, or even a 2-week time period or something like that. And then, I can sell some of it, let's say at 20 cents, if it does that in the next few weeks. And then if it goes back down, I'll just, just buy back in, and just build my bag even more. But yeah, that'll be awesome. Yeah, it's exciting. I love swing trading. For a lot of you guys who don't know, yeah, I have this, my community members have, can log into my website, cryptorich.vip. We can log in and actually use this Trader Sister software that helps us to swing trade. I've been loving it, man. I've been loving it because it's like I used to use this spreadsheet for my swing trades, right? And then now I have this software. Man, it's just totally awesome, right? Yeah, Conan is Conan. Yeah, another one. Please fasten your seatbelts. We're about to take off. Yeah, another Conan. Yeah. Top signals. This is this is like I found this post. This is like wishful thinking. So top signals. Shy and Corsine kiss on a kiss cam. Yeah, Binance, Coinbase listing, both listing. Yeah, that'll be like awesome. So we'll see what happens. These people who run Binance and Coinbase and these big time people, they're not gonna list Kaspa until they know that it's that the bull market top is really, really close. And if they don't think it's gonna happen in like November, December, they're not gonna list it. If they think the bull market top is in January or February, then it will be, or if they think that this is just another run up and there's going to be another run up that's going to be the top, like I don't know, in May or something, that that's when they'll list it. I just don't think they're going to randomly list it. They're going to strategically list it when there's the most possible hype in the market, and retail isn't really here yet, so they're not going to list it now. But yeah, this is just Bitcoin Maxi is proposing to fork a copy of Casper Tech. Yeah, Bitcoin Maxi, we'll see, it's questionable. If Michael Saylor, sometimes sounds like he's talking about Kaspa. I've done some videos about that before, showing him talk, and this is weird. Like, they've got to know about Kaspa. I think they're just keeping it quiet for now, and it makes sense. You want to make the most possible money over the next like 5 years or so. Maybe just try to keep it quiet with Casper right now. Just try to accumulate. So yeah, KRS-320 is going to be unleashed when smart contracts go live. Yeah, for the first time in many, many months, I just bought me some more Croak. I bought 100,000 Croak just to build my Croak bag. I got a ton of Croak. I don't know how much I have. Like, it's spread out between 4 or 5 wallets. But yeah, I got a ton of Croak. But yeah, definitely. I'm waiting for a Croak, Caspi. Yeah, but obviously Nacho and I can't even think of what are the others. Obviously Bert, because I was just talking about Kurt just launched on base recently, right? Yeah, Cracks. Still holding out hope for Cappy. A really low cap one, Cappy. Yeah, Cappy the happy cat. So yeah. Yeah, speaking of which, I was speaking of Michael Saylor talk one.
When I think Bitcoin is digital capital, I think it's going to outperform the S&P index over the indefinite future. And I think it's the clear global monetary commodity in the world. When I think Bitcoin is digital.
Yeah. It's going to be pumped pretty good. I think that if Kaspa does start to take over and, you know, dethrone ETH and stuff like that, it's going to be a good, like, 8 years or something. But, you know, we'll say, I figure, like, I'm just chilling with it, right? Because if that happens, and I'm like, okay, in due time, because they just accumulate more. Yeah, I got me some gold too. Yeah, I got gold from the very beginning. Gold was did I mint gold, or gold was partially pre-minted? I don't remember. Yeah, that's like that goes back to like September. Yeah, I got me some gold too. Yeah, can't wait. Michael Saylor love Kaspa. Yeah. Speaking of which, hit that like button. It's been a while since I played this video.
Speaking of being friendly, did you know that the most friendliest thing that you can do today is to give that like button a pound? Seriously, I'm looking for some new friends, and if you want to be my friend, just hit that like button. I'm like the friendliest guy on the planet. Trust me. And by the way, if you don't like this video, give me a thumbs down so I can track you down and beat you senseless.
Woo! Yeah, give that like button. Give it a pound, right? Yeah. What else we got going on? Cointelegraph. I guess this thing's already cached. You know, they're reloading these tabs in my browser. Yeah, this is I don't know whether to say this is good or bad news, right? Obviously it's good. You don't want people losing their jobs. So unemployment has been stable for 4.2% for over a year. That's historically low, showing the strong market. It's really mixed because we just came out with this horrible jobs report like a week ago, and a revision to the previous 2 jobs reports for the previous 2 months was like absolutely horrible. So it makes you wonder if you know, somebody's cooking the books or something like that and just making things look the way that, you know, different, making things look different for some reason or another. But yeah, I mean, I guess if jobs are going down, if people want to be losing their jobs, right, as the previous jobs reading implied, that means over the next months, if the next month more people are losing their jobs, or not, I don't know, it's a little different. It's like people not losing their jobs, but new jobs are not being created. So it's a weak labor market. It's strong, right? The job market is kind of strong because, but how do you describe it? So if anything breaks, right? If people start getting laid off, there's not enough new jobs available to replenish those layoffs. So that's a concern. So fingers crossed, that something like that doesn't happen. Now, if something like that does happen, it's going all through the news, and people still have their jobs, or scared of losing their job and not spending money, they're not buying into assets, and then retail doesn't come along and buy into crypto and pump our bags. So that's not going to look good. So that would definitely cause a prolonged bull cycle. So we don't want that. So knock on wood, everything is going to be good. But I do think along with everybody that Jerome Powell should have cut interest rates like months ago. But we'll see what happens. And like I said, I don't know why did I close the tab already? Yeah, it's right here. Yeah, I don't know why this is decreasing. The chances of a rate cut is decreasing down to 86% now. So that's weird. But yeah, let me go into this, what I was just describing at the beginning of the video, why this looks like 2011. So let's go. I've showed this before, right? Let's go to January 2011, and let's go all the way out to, all right, so 2011, let's go to January 2014. So, oh yeah, and let's adjust, this is a money supply, right? Let's just adjust by a percent change on a monthly frequency, right? So, so obviously, so Bitcoin started in 2009. The first bull cycle top was in June of 2011 when Bitcoin pumped 10,000x, right? So from a third of a cent to $33. Oops, what did I just do? What did I, oh, I messed it up. I messed up. So, okay, so we're back, right? And this is the money supply. This is the money supply top had just pumped here, right? In this 2 months after the first bull cycle top. So this is like, you know, peak QE right here, right? And then in December of 2013, we had the 2013 bull run top. So, and this has happened in every single cycle, about from 18 to 24 months prior to the bull run top, there's always like a peak QE, like this huge top in the money supply. Now, what I was just talking about, like maybe we're going to see the end of the bull cycle this year. Maybe it's really going to be, it's going to top out this year, you know, November, December, and it's going to be like kind of, disappointing to some people. I mean, a lot of us are not going to make it rich, right? But it could be less than expected. And then there could be like a 2-year bull cycle the following year, which goes along with like Kathy Wood saying that the Bitcoin is going to reach 1.5 million by 2027. Because, I mean, there would have to be a bull, you know, what does she know? Is she seeing the same things I'm seeing and stuff? There would have to be a bull run top in 2027 for that to happen. Same thing like Arthur Hayes. I think, who's it? Arthur Hayes was saying that Bitcoin is get to like 500K, like 2026 and 1.5 million 2027 or something like that. So like, what do these billionaires know? But so right now, what I'm talking about is 2011 right now, right? So how does it compare to what's going on now? What's going to happen in 2026? So the pumping into the money supply has not really happened yet. It has happened. It's happening globally, but it's not happening in the US. And the Fed, and they say QE is going to start in like February of 2026 of next year. They're saying that by the summertime of next year, there's going to be peak QE, more or less. So essentially this. So we're not going to see this type of money supply top until next year, right? And then, you know, interest rates are still high. Mind you, in this whole time period right here, this whole from 2011 and January 2014, there was zero, interest rates was zero, like absolutely zero. There was no cuts needed because you couldn't cut anything else. There were absolutely zero this whole time period, right? So interest rates and money printing and QE are two different things, but they have the same outcome. They encourage investment and help money flow through the economy. And there are certain occasions throughout history where one or the other is done, you know, and the other, and or both are done. But what we're going to be looking at right now is that both of them are going to happen at the same time, right? We're going to see interest rates start going down. At the same time, we're going to start seeing money printing. So here, interest rates were zero, and obviously there was money printing. Now, in the 2017 bull cycle, we had interest rates going up, but there's still money printing. So it's interesting. And of course, we did have a top. Right now, and like I could just pull all these up right now. So 2018, let's go to here. So 2013, Let's go to December. So, what is it? So December 2017 was the bull run top, and you see this going on. There was some retracement over here. It went negative. So there was some tightening after this top, and then it happened again over here. January 2016, then December 2017 there's a bull run top. And it just goes on and on. It just happens over and over again, right? So say go to January 2022 and we take it back to say January 2019. I'm sorry, yeah, right? I messed it up, right? I messed it up. So hold up. 2022. Right. Yeah, let's do it like this. So same chart, same thing again. We have November of 2021, last cycle, bull run top, peak money supply right here because of COVID, money printing, which also implies that this happened sooner than expected because of COVID, and then this top would have been many months later. But then if you go to today, like, you don't have this. We're going to get it, and we're going to get it next year, in the first half of next year. So what we have is a reverse. We have crazy inflation, so there's insane tightening going negative in terms of money supply. So yeah, I mean, that's what I've been looking at. But yeah, that's I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, things are going to be pumping right now. If it's just another local top, and there's another bull on top next year, I'm happy. If there's a relatively disappointing bull run top this year, and then another really strong one 2 years from now, I'm happy. I'm happy no matter what, right? So, this is funny. This is so Peter Schiff, Mr. Gold, right, says that people invest their 401ks in crypto or gambling. So this guy never gives up. This guy was talking down about Bitcoin. It was like $1,000 or something. Like, why didn't you just buy some already? And he's like, the Bitcoin is in the hundreds of thousands now, and he's still talking about it bad, like it's something's wrong. Hold up. Oh, I mean, so Casper versus Say, I don't know. I mean, I'm not into Say, but it's another layer one that's doing pretty damn good. I never bought any Say. I think in the long run, Casper will beat Say hands down, but I mean, yeah, it's probably a very good investment as well. And I wouldn't doubt it. Good pumping potential. It's been pretty good, so yeah. This is Saturday Night Live explains Bitcoin.
I love our little get-togethers.
Well, you know what I don't love?
What?
Not knowing where to put my money for retirement.
There are just too many options.
401ks, IRAs, savings.
It's so confusing.
Well, you know where I put my money?
Where?
Bitcoin.
What's Bitcoin?
Bitcoin is the first decentralized digital cryptocurrency that works without a central bank.
Well, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, and it's so simple to use. Transactions take place through the use of cryptography and are verified by network nodes and recorded in an immutable public distributed ledger called a blockchain. What could be simpler than that?
Nothing. It sounds great.
Right. So is it like investing in stocks?
Kind of, but not at all.
Well, I'm on board.
Really? Because I have so many more questions.
Not me.
Where can I get one of these Bitcoins? Can I buy one at my local bank?
Of course not. What a dumb question.
I thought it was valid.
No, it was dumb.
Bitcoins aren't like regular currency. They're mined.
And if
Well, we got this whole Bitcoin bank stuff that's coming out right now, the Bitcoin bank in El Salvador, and something to do with Bitcoin in the U.S. that Trump just signed or something. Bitcoin in inside of banks, but so this has changed. But yeah, whatever.
Physical mine, like gold?
That's ridiculous. Bitcoins are mined on computers using the SHA-256 hashing algorithm, creating 12.5 Bitcoins per block. That is until mid-2020. And then afterwards, 6.25 Bitcoins per block for 4 years until the next halving.
Wait, are we still talking about money?
Cryptocurrency.
This sounds so simple.
Shut up, Margaret. There's no way you understood all of that.
Okay.
So how much do one of these Bitcoins cost?
$17,000.
$17,000? That's insane.
Sounds like a bargain.
Damn, it seems like when this was made, right? $17,000 for a Bitcoin, right? Crazy.
Ugh. And how do you keep track of these things' values?
Just check the internet. So far today, its value has gone up $1,000, and now it's down $800, and now it's up $500.
Sounds like you can't lose.
You absolutely can, Margaret.
How do I buy Bitcoins?
It's easy. Just go online and give them your credit card number.
Give who your credit card number?
Bitcoin. And then let the internet do what it does.
What does it do exactly?
It Bitcoins.
Here's my credit card.
No! So who started Bitcoin?
We think it was Satoshi Nakamoto.
Who is that?
No one really knows.
He sounds cute.
Margaret, I swear to God.
And Bitcoin is the only cryptocurrency I trust with my kids' college fund.
That's smart investing.
That's bat crazy.
Now it's down to $3. Easy come, easy go.
This message brought to you by the stock market. Gamble with your retirement the old-fashioned way.
I love our little get.
Oh, that was funny, man. Yeah. Speaking of others, I have this video. Normally in the past, in these beer and Casper videos, I play one of my videos, one of my you know, hyper edited videos, or, you know, that takes like forever to make, you know, there's like forever to edit. But this goes back to like 2022, and it is not crypto related. It's Capital One related. It's credit card related. It's like one of my first attempts, like trying to get really, really good at editing. But you know, every video I got better and better when it comes to the video editing. But the reason why I'm sharing that, because just recently my daughter saw the mail. We picked up our mail from the post office PO box, and she's like, "Hey, you know, you got a message, you got a mail from Capital One to sign up." And I'm like, "No, I don't want to. I don't want to sign up to Capital One." And she started asking me the reasons why. I explained to her I made a video about it in 2022 because this insane story that happened with Capital One, and I just got tired of explaining it to people, and I just made a video about it. I just, you know, told my story, and it's called the Capital One Clown Story. Anyways, when I sign off, I'll leave you guys with that video just to let you know. But yeah, that's courtesy of my daughter. She made me think of that video. So, but so it was a massive 310 billion added to crypto market in the last 7 days. So yeah, woohoo! Yeah, that's just like awesome, right? I mean, yeah. Some background music here. That was. But yeah, non-stop bullish news in the last 7 days. Yeah, we're going to see a lot more. I mean, it should get into trillions, which is why I think there's like, it's not going to increase by a few trillion in the next 3 months. So, and Bitcoin could get to like 150K, maybe 180K, right? But you know, we'll see. If it gets to a top like over 200K, then things are real, right? Over 200, yeah, then things are really real. Well, we won't know until we get there, though. Yeah, crypto holder taking profits in 2028. Yeah, it's funny, interesting they say 2028, because I was just talking about a very, very strong bull cycle lasting 2 years, starting, you know, next year, right up until the top in the end of 2027. 2028 is really interesting that they put that. But look over here. Guys, that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking like we're gonna buy a yacht, and especially me and my community members. We're gonna become so rich. We're gonna buy like this huge yacht, right? I don't really care about boats too much either. I don't care. I mean, billionaires do what billionaires do, man. And we're gonna become one, right? Might as well buy a yacht. But this is awesome. This is just awesome. What's going on? Negative man. Oh, you got a nice bag of Eager pre-sale? Really? Okay. Cool. Yeah. What else? When your wife and family say you were right about Bitcoin, yeah. It should say Kaspa, because for us, I bet you like everybody in this live stream has probably been to Kaspa for, or if you just found this live stream or whatever. But I mean, quite a few of you have probably been to Kaspa and watched my channel for, for a while, man. We've been in the Kaspa and it's been a while, man. And it's gonna be a long road too. Like I was just saying, like if we could be pumping a little bit in the next 4 weeks, so we could retrace right after the FOMC meeting in September on the 17th, right? We could retrace. Retrace hard because the market is already pricing in smart contracts too. So it's a long road. I was saying if this is just another local top and the bull run top is not this year and it's going to be next year, then Casper is probably just going to pump to like 40 cents. And it can get to $3 next year at the real top, but it's not going to pump that much this year. And of course, I hope I'm wrong about that, man. I just want to see Casper just move, right? But yeah. Let's see Casper. Other than that, we've been me and my community members, yeah, speaking of my community, we've been crushing it, man. And especially my team, we've been building like insane amounts of software. And it's not only the software but just been finding things. We've been doing these 100x's, and there's one guy in my community who actually made some really, really good calls. There wasn't actually my software. Usually it's my software finds like tons of coins at a new market cap, but we keep on refining the hell out of that shit. And like, he called Trash Coin and did like 100x. So it was like, it's just like crazy, right? I mean, it's like, and there was another one. It's a funny story behind it, bro. You know the Doge coin? So there was a baby Doge, and he called this. These are the two that he called. That's why we got to buy a yacht together, man. We're gonna buy this huge yacht, and we're just gonna be chilling. He called this one, and it was like back here. This is the hourly candle. Hold on. It's like crazy funny with me. He called this one like back here. And then I got in here at the lowest possible entry point. Hold on. Oops. Hold on, my computer's going funky. Stop going funky right now, man. Hold on. And then it was like I got in at the lowest possible entry point. And it was one of those things where I didn't have any Solana in my wallet to swap. And I was too lazy to just send more Solana to my one key. I was like, I had like $4 worth. I was like, whatever. So I was like, baby Doge. Like, what the hell, right? I just put in $4, the lowest possible entry point you can get. And I put in $4. And this thing went 100x with $4 freaking dollars, man. Just my luck. That shit was funny. But, yeah, so that's another good call. Shout out to him. I had some good calls. We had an incel, right? Is it incel with a one? No, it's instant like this. So yeah, my software found this one. We're making these crazy refinements. I sold at a 7x. Got in early, and I still kept the bag in the moon. So yeah, we've been crushing it. Especially my team, just building the software, just plucking out these coins. I totally want to conquer Solana and Base. I just want to get every single possible good coin. I just really want to just get. Look, we got into this one, got at 450K, and just got in this one. I just took some profits off of it. Again, my software, it's just like crazy. Tell me you can find a community that just keeps on doing it. It has actually software that analyze every single coin out there, man. Not every single coin, but every single Solana coin is like sometimes like 10,000 a day. It's just crazy, the amount of garbage, right? Right? Every single Solana coin, every single base coin, we're analyzing the hell out of it. Like I was just commenting today, like there's one channel called DJ Monitoring. One of my community members was saying that he doesn't look at that channel because it's just a whole bunch of coins being listed in gibberish. I was like, no. A month ago when we started working on it, it was like every single time that thing processed, it spitted out 200 coins. Now it's spitting out like 1 or 2 or 3 because it's just eliminating all the garbage. It was like nonstop refinements. So it's really exciting stuff. So tying back into Kaspa, I mean, if Kaspa takes a while and it's like it takes a few years to pump before we become, freaking kabillionaires, right? Make a lot of money with these just trading, just degen trading. And not only degen trading, but finding a good coin is going to pump to, 100 million or a billion or even beyond a billion. But finding that shit at like 100K market cap or 50K market cap, that's what millions can be made. So we'll see what happens this time around. The last run up, I had this, one of the processes called the insider alert. It was finding crazy amounts of coin. It found fart coin, found peanut. I didn't play fart coin when the software found it. That was a stupid name initially. I didn't buy it, but it found it, and I had other community members that bought it because it sends it out to a channel, right? Right in my Discord. I bought into peanut. I've been killing off a peanut. Yeah. Speaking of which, just go to the website. I still have to add in more. So yeah, there's a lot of my plays. Not all of them are here, but it found Nero, found Fourcoin. From where it found it found it, at an 86x. Turbo is my play. I bought it like crazy early. Act 1, yeah, it's like it found like crazy amounts of coins early. Toshi is my play. I was playing for like something like 25 million market cap. This Pythia, just recently over the last month, we've been taking profits because I found Pythia like just AI coin like early in January or something like that it launched. And it's just like 6 months later, this run up, it's starting its run. It's just like mooning. I've been taking profits. And there's been I gotta add in all the other coins. There's like these crazy amounts of coins that are, like a Velvet, MIX, Finax. Not all of them are meme coins, but yeah, we just are finding crazy amounts of coins really, really early. So link in the description below if you want to get in. If you want to get on the action, if you want to chill with me one day on a gigantic yacht, the bigger the better, right? We'll spend like $50 million on a yacht, man. That'll be awesome. Anyways, guys, what I'm going to do right now, so what I'm going to do right now, Kaspa, yeah. Yeah, my final video. Like, I like to play before I tell you guys to click the link in the description below, but I already told you that. But we're training 5 years deep, and someone tells me to teach you for free. Yeah, yeah. Link in the description below. And if you don't want to click that link, you just got some crazy amount of alpha. Some of those coins I just shared, they're still going to pump. Some of them won't. Some of them will. So you got it for free. So what you got to do right now is click that like button and click that subscribe button. And I am going to leave you with that Capital One video I told you about that my daughter prompted me to put on. So here we go.
So I'm going to tell you about a bizarre experience with Capital One, which is the reason why I always tell everyone to stay far away from Capital One. So this was many years ago, and I don't know if their policy is still the same. I mean, geez, I hope not. But one day, many moons ago, I logged in online to my Capital One credit card account, and I found there were 4 or 5 $10 charges to some telecom company. I think it was 4, I don't remember exactly because it's just been so long, but whatever. So I called up to ask what those were about, and they told me that somebody's using my credit card to make phone calls to Mexico. So I was like, whoa. So they said they were going to put a block on my card while they open up a fraud case, etc., etc. And I was given the extension and email address of the woman who was handling my case. By the way, make sure you watch this entire video because it gets weird as time goes on. So mind you, I think, and I can't be certain because it's so long ago, but I think this is the first time in my life I've ever had a situation where a thief has used my credit card. But if this were to happen today, the normal procedure that I have become accustomed to is that they cancel out your card number, they reissue a new one, you wait like a week, 7 days for the new card to arrive in the mail, and then your old card number is just no longer active. But anyways, I wait for this investigation to happen. A week or so passes by and I don't hear anything. I send an email to the woman who was handling my case. No response. I send another email a few days later. No response. So at this point, it's been, let's say, 2 weeks, and I just finally call her up and I dial her extension. I remember I called her and I left a message, and then there was no response again. There was no phone call back, and then I called again a few days later, and then she picked up the phone. And then she puts on this voice like she vaguely remembers me or something, and she says, I think I remember you. You're the one who had that problem where you were trying to make phone calls to Mexico, but it just didn't go through? I was like, what? I told her I wasn't trying to make phone calls to Mexico. Those charges just appeared in my account. So then she gets into this discussion with me, how she can't do anything for me because I admit that I still have possession of the card. And I was like, huh? So she starts to explain that it's our policy that if your card is used and you admit that you have possession of your card, then we're not responsible for the charges, you are. So at this point, I'm flabbergasted. I really get into it with her, and I asked her to send me her terms of service or terms of use where it says this, and I can actually read this in writing. She says, okay. We end the conversation. I wait for it. I don't get anything. I email her like the next day or so, and I ask her, hey, where's that document? Where's the link? Where is it? And I just don't get a response. So I call her again, and thankfully she picks up the phone this time, and she tells me there's nothing that she can do to help me. And I said, I want to read where it actually says this in writing, that is your policy. She starts saying she doesn't know where to find it. So we keep going back and forth, and eventually I just give up with her because there's absolutely nothing I could accomplish. Mind you, during all this time, the card is still blocked. So I get off the phone with her and I spend some time trying to find this information on the website, just trying, but I can't. So the next day or so, I call back, but this time I don't dial her extension. I instead speak to some random person who picks up the phone, and I explain the situation to see if I can get some help. I explain to him what's going on, saying this woman is out of her mind. She doesn't know how to produce this rule in your terms of use or where I can find it in your site or anywhere for that matter. So he tells me, and in a sincere voice, he says, I know this is not going to be what you want to hear, but I do know that there is a rule that we have that you are responsible for the charges on your card if you do admit to having possession of the card. And if you admit to having possession of the card, then you are responsible for the charges on the account. And he goes on to say, I just don't know where this can be found in writing. I'm just aware of this rule. Fraud would be like you lost the card and you don't have possession of the card. By the way, before I forget you guys, you can do us all a favor by going ahead and giving that like button a pound. Seriously, your like on this video will help this video get in front of other unsuspecting Capital One customers. And maybe they can share their experience here as well. I'm sure it'll be entertaining, and maybe Capital One will throw in a few more clowns again while they're at it. So I told the guy, look, I'm done. I've already wasted enough time on this. It's already not worth my time anymore. Like, I don't know what else to do. This is just like $40. Like, what do I do? Get a lawyer or something? This is just not worth it. It's just madness. I just want to cancel my card. So mind you, I had another Capital One card too that I wasn't using. It had a zero balance on it, and I told him I want to cancel that one too. So that other card with the zero balance went into a cancellation process. I'll get to that in a minute. It's another fiasco. The clown story continues. But the disputed card had a balance on it, so I had to pay that thing down first, and then I can call back and cancel it. So it took me a couple of weeks to pay that thing down and get it down to zero so I can call up and give them a call to cancel it. So then I call back and I go through the cancellation process for the disputed card. So they say that there's a 60-day cancellation process, which is what I mean when I say process. So during that time, I can't use the card at all. And if I do, then the cancellation process will end and I have to restart the cancellation process all over again. They suggest to be sure that I don't use it, that I should remove all monthly recurring charges from the card. I'm like, yeah, this card is blocked anyway, so it's not like I can use it. So then 2 months go by, and apparently there was some $19 monthly charge that I had forgot to cancel. And then suddenly I get 2 charges on this credit card account from the same company on the same day. I don't know how it worked out like that, but anyway, I call up Capital One and I asked them, how on earth did this happen? The card was blocked. They said I should have canceled the recurring charge because now the card is out of its cancellation status and I have to go through the whole process all over again for another 60 days. And I'm like, dude, the card was blocked because of a fraud issue. How did this even go through in the first place? They said because when the card goes into a cancellation status, the block is removed. And I'm like, huh? So I told them, look, I didn't agree to that. And I went on to tell them, look, you better put the block back on the card because the card number itself is compromised and a thief has stolen the number and can use it at any time. They start telling me if I want to put it back into a cancellation status, the card cannot be blocked. And I have to agree to remove the block if I want to cancel the card. Then we start going back and forth and I tell them I don't agree to that. I want to cancel this card and I don't agree to lifting the block at all. And the guy is saying things like, but sir, you have to agree to lift the block if you want to put it into a cancellation status. I told him, no, I don't agree to that. You are not a trustworthy company. The reason why I want to cancel my card is because you are not trustworthy. Someone has stolen my card number and they can use it at any time. If I don't block it while it's in a cancellation status, and if they use my card, they're going to cancel out this cancellation status all over again, and then you're going to say that I'm responsible for paying the charge that they charged on my card. It'll be like an endless cycle of them charging things on my card, calling Mexico, and then I continuously have to pay for it, and I can't put into a cancellation status because as soon as I do, they're going to charge the card again, and it's going to throw me out of the cancellation status. He keeps going through it again, but sir, you have to agree. And I tell him, over and over again, I tell him again, but you're not trustworthy, I don't agree, blah, blah, blah. And we ping pong back and forth for like 6 or 7 times, saying the same thing to each other over and over again. And then finally, he agrees. So then after 60 days, the card is finally canceled. Mind you, while this is all happening, I have other friends of mine and coworkers that are monitoring the situation. I'm telling them what's going on, and they're watching me go through it all. One person I knew said that now that she knows they have a fraud policy like that, she's going to cancel over all of her Capital One credit cards because she doesn't want to go through the same thing that I'm going through. The bottom line is that they don't care about their customers. Look, every business needs to make money, even banks. But for them to quote an off-the-wall policy and then not being able to show where it says that in their terms of use, and then expect the customer to be responsible for theft on their credit card account, they have stooped to a whole new low that no one had ever thought possible. Even for a bank. I mean, one of the protections of a credit card is supposed to be so you can use a credit card and not worry about theft. To not worry about somebody stealing your checking account number and then siphoning out cash right out of your account. That's what a credit card is good for. I mean, this is crazy. I had only gotten $40 charged to my account, but what if my credit had been maxed out and they charged right up to the limit? And it's like I said, you guys, I have no way to prove or deny the existence of this rule, whether it be today or back then. Because back then, I merely had to take the loss just because they couldn't even provide proof of this policy in writing. They just couldn't produce it. They just told me over the phone and they openly admitted they didn't know where to find it in writing. And they just didn't want to help me further. Now, I know a lot of people recommend Capital One as a starter card when you're just billing your credit, but I just can't. I'm sorry, guys, I can't. So do comment below and tell me stories about Capital One. I want to hear them. And I especially want to know if anyone has experienced a fraud claim same in the same manner that I've described here. If you know anyone who has had a story like this with Capital One, share this video with them and tell them to comment and share their story. I also created some polls on LinkedIn related to the Capital One, such as, have you had a positive experience with Capital One? Yes, no, or never had one, and so on. And with that said, follow me on LinkedIn. I post there all the time. Follow me there and subscribe here if you haven't already. And I also have this video right here where I unbox a luxury card, MasterCard Gold card. And if you're interested in an epic video, I have this one right here about plastic bag fascists. And if you made it this far and you haven't already, do me a favor by giving that like button a pound.
Yeah, I remember when I made that video, I had an old coworker tell me, like, made a comment like, I remember that story. Anyways, guys, I'll catch you later.